Okay, we are about to go get our entire lives this morning on this live. So do me a favor, please like this video, share this video as a way to show your gratitude and appreciation because it is free. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you for continuing to tap, tap, tap. So thank you for continuing to like as well. So I had a conversation this morning with a client, and we were talking about the different ways that people overextend themselves that is subconsciously coming from an insecure energy, an energy of looking to prove or looking to earn or looking to receive something from other people. Yes, God, thank you for continuing to like. And one of the ways that many people do this, especially women, is we talk too much. We do too much talking. Too much talking, not enough doing. Too much talking, not enough internal processing. Too much talking, not enough reading the room. Too much talking, not enough pondering and thinking. Okay? And that is a form of overextension. You know, we just want to help. We just want to share. We just see something that someone could, should, or would be doing, if only. And we feel like we want to interject and help people by doing this. And the reality is that in order for a person to appreciate what you have to share, they need to be invested in the conversation. They need to be asking you for your input. They need to be asking you for your opinion. Especially when it comes to personal feedback, because human beings are very sensitive and we have a tendency to take offense if we feel like someone is intruding into our personal lives, especially without an invitation. And this is why coaches exist, like myself. This is why therapists exist. This is why counselors exist. This is why there is a whole profession around people paying for feedback on how they can improve themselves in their lives. Because when you try to give feedback on how people can improve their lives without their buy-in, they can quickly become resentful and defensive about it. For example, me coming and doing these lives, right? You are buying in by the fact that you're here. If you don't like what I have to say, you can just click off and go somewhere else, right? But the fact that you are present here means that you have bought in to finding something that I have to say valuable. Thank you for continuing to click and like the live. Yes, Lioness, I appreciate you. And so we have to be very mindful in life about, do we have permission? Do we have an invitation? Okay. If we don't have an invitation, if we haven't yet gained permission, we need to shut the fuck up. Nobody asked us yet. Hi, Evelyn. I hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday. Okay? Because what winds up happening is we jump in and we want to help and we want to fix and we want to solve problems and we want to do all this without it being asked for. And then when the person doesn't receive it or feels some type of way about it or feels defensive or offensive about it, now we want to have resentment and we want to say, well, how could you not appreciate this gift that I was giving to you? Nobody asked you for a gift. Nobody accepted the gift. You can't force something on someone and then expect them to be grateful for it. I believe providing unsolicited advice is morally wrong. Yes. Yes. And it takes a level of spiritual maturity to understand that. Because a lot of people have been trained that the only way that they are going to be perceived as valuable or worthy is if they are offering something to people. And if you don't have something tangible to offer to people, you may be tempted to want to offer your advice to people. And your advice is only valuable if the person is invested and finds it valuable and frankly has asked for it. So we have to be mindful of all of the ways in which we overextend ourselves. Talking, again, is a really, really kind of insidious way because the person who is doing the talking has the perspective, oh, I'm just trying to help. I was just trying to help. Just like people, trolls that are on my content, right? They'll come in my comments and say, oh, well, you have a Buddha in the background. Which God are you talking about? Which God are you doing it? Exactly. A lot of times it's self-serving. A lot of times what we're talking about is self-serving because we want to validate our own perspective. Just like my trolls in my content, right? They want to validate their own judgment of Buddha, who, by the way, is one of the most Christ-like figures that there is, by the way. They want to validate their own inner conflict around that, so they project it onto my comment section. What does it say about me that I desire deeply to help and fix? It says about you that you're an amazing person. It says about you that you are Christ-like. But the differentiating factor is you want to help and fix people who want to be helped and fixed. That's the thing, because if it's not given to the right audience, it can almost become abusive. You cannot force your way into helping and fixing people. Desiring to help and fix and then forcing yourself and your opinions onto people, there's a demarcation point. So there's nothing wrong with the desire in and of itself. That is wonderful. That's great. That is what we are all designed to do, honestly. If we are truly in touch with ourselves and we're not numbing ourselves out in the various different ways, it is human nature for most humans to want to help and fix. Yeah. It's human nature to want to help and fix. That is what we are all here to do. We are all here to be of service to others. Thank you for continuing to like my live, Evelyn. And yes, Lioness, and everyone else who's liking it. Exactly. You can't want it more than they want it, because what winds up happening is now they're resenting you. They're resenting you because guess what? Nobody fucking asked you. I've had several friendships that way, where, I was just trying to help. I was just trying to, and I was genuinely trying to help. I genuinely want to see this person do better. I genuinely see the potential that this person has. I genuinely see the gifts this person has. I genuinely see the ways in which they can explore to bring this gift to the forefront. But because they didn't see it in themselves, my reflection caused tension between us and eventually caused the relationship to disintegrate. Because who fucking asked you? Nobody. And that's what we have to be aware of in life, is that we are here to be a gift where we are invited. And we should not take it personally because someone doesn't want to accept the gifts that we have to offer. That's very important as well. Parents do this a lot too. It seems to say that I am dependent on being useful. That hit when you said it may be that I don't feel valuable unless I'm contributing something. Right. And so that's the work that we do here at Yes God Wellness, especially inside the Quantum Prayer Circle, is we move towards the identity of remembering that we are already whole, perfect, complete, and valuable, whether it's validated by the outside world or not. Our very existence is proof of that wholeness, of that worthiness, of that value. We don't need for someone else to reflect that back to us in order to know that. To be still and know is to turn away from the validation, is to turn away from the external circumstances and to look and to sit and dwell within the kingdom within, where everything that you need is there already. Your validation is there. Your love is there. Your kindness is there. Your compassion is there. Your prosperity is there. It's already all within you. So you have to be willing to discipline yourself to stop assigning meaning to how the outside world is reacting to what you're doing or not doing. I've had a friend that ended after years of me overextending myself and has put me in a better place within myself. Same. Same. Yes, God, that's what happens. So when you begin to call your power back and recognize and witness all these places where you've been overextending, and you stop overextending either by your own recognizance or by someone else saying, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. I don't want to be involved with you anymore. Me being involved with you highlights where I'm not doing and I'm not walking the way that I would like to walk. And so I would prefer not to be mirrored and shown that and reminded of that every day. Either way that it happens, we gain power back from that. It's definitely a muscle to be worked and maintained. Exactly. How do I lock that into my nervous system, my consciousness? So there are many different ways. I would recommend, this is kind of my specialty. I work with people to do that. To answer that question fully for you, I would need to do a deep dive on you, on your upbringing, on your experiences, on your current perspective of life, so that I can help you kind of tailor a way to do that. But what I can say as an overarching way to lock that in is repetition. You have to do two things. You have to start taking away the distractions that are keeping you from believing that. Doom scrolling, watching too much TV, gossiping, complaining, listening to negative conversations, watching negative TV, watching negative movies. And you have to start repeating and repeating and repeating the new self-concept to yourself. Everything I touch turns to gold. I am already perfect. I am loved and loving. Nothing I do or do not do says anything about my true divine identity. You have to begin to give yourself that. You cannot look for the world to give you that, because even if the world does give it to you, you're not going to be able to receive it unless you have given it to yourself. I do only have 2 more minutes left, and I'm going to be jumping in my live Quantum Prayer Circle call. We would love to have you inside of the community. The investment is only $44 a month. We talk about these things in there. That is a nice low kind of investment way to start working on yourself, but also be willing to invest in yourself. Be willing to get coaching. If you don't have finances to get coaching, be willing to spend your time and attention consuming content like this with people who are invested in helping other people become liberated from their ego, become liberated from their subconscious, to reprogram their subconscious. Investing in yourself is not always money. Sometimes it's a lot of times, most times it's your attention. You're paying attention. So your attention is a very valuable currency. It's even more valuable than your dollars. Whatever you are paying your attention to, you are getting a return on that. You are investing in what you're paying attention to. So take an inventory. What kind of messages am I listening to all day long? What kind of conversations am I having? What kind of content am I consuming? What kind of music am I listening to? What kind of programming am I watching on the television? What kind of thoughts am I allowing my mind to deposit into my fertile soil? Okay? Yes, God. All right. So I hope this quick conversation was helpful. Like I said, do me a favor, like this video, comment under this video. Let me know the ways in which you are going to stop overextending. That is a way that you can engage with me for free. And it lets the algorithm and me know that you value and appreciate what we're talking about. But guess what the real rub is? I don't need it. I don't need it because I've already given it to myself. I know I'm valuable. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm perfect. I know I'm whole. I know I'm enough. The end. But it's always nice to see it reflected back as well. And you have to begin to give what it is that you would like to receive. All right, y'all, I'm jumping on my call. Everybody have a beautiful, amazing, fantastic, incredible, prosperous, miraculous, blessed rest of your Wednesday. Yes, God. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.